The wealthiest neighborhoods in America have some of the lowest car payment rates in the country. The zip codes with the highest rates of luxury vehicle financing, those 72 and 84-month payment plans on $60,000 SUVs, cluster in middle-income areas. Not in the penthouses, not in the gated suburbs with no visible fences. The performance of wealth and the possession of wealth do not live in the same zip code. And there is a reason for that, a psychological one, a specific, documented, uncomfortable one. Welcome to Psych Equity. The standard story goes like this: you earn more, you spend more. Visible success is the natural expression of real success. But the data tells a different story. According to Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finance's data, a significant share of households in the top spending quartile for visible goods, clothing, vehicles, electronics, carry negative or near zero net worth. They are spending at the level of people who have already arrived. They have not arrived. And here is the part that should unsettle you. The spending is not irrational. It is not a mistake. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do, just not what we assume it was designed to do. It is not communicating success. It is managing a feeling of failure. Psychologists call it compensatory consumption. When a person's sense of self is threatened by a job rejection, a financial setback, a social comparison that doesn't land in their favor, the brain seeks rapid restoration of status. It reaches for the fastest available proxy. A visible object, a brand, a signal that says, I am still someone. The purchase doesn't fix the threat. It temporarily quiets the alarm. And once the alarm quiets, the underlying condition remains untouched. The cycle resets. Looking rich becomes the substitute for becoming wealthy. This pattern has a deeper origin than marketing or materialism. Leon Festinger's social comparison theory established that humans evaluate their own worth almost entirely in relation to the people around them, not against an absolute standard, against whoever is visible. When the visible benchmark shifts upward, when your neighborhood, your feed, your workplace fills with people who appear to be doing better, the psychological pressure to close that gap becomes acute. Here is the counterintuitive part. The wealthier the reference group you're exposed to, the more financially destructive your response to that exposure tends to be. Aspiration, left unexamined, has a price. Consider someone, call him Marcus, 34, project manager in Atlanta, makes $78,000 a year. He got passed over for a senior role in March. The colleague who got it drives a newer car, posts about it. The apartment they both live near looks the same from the outside. He leases a car he had not been thinking about 3 weeks earlier. The monthly payment is $460. He does not consciously connect these two events. Neither would you. Neither would most people watching this. By December, he has a vehicle that looks like success. His savings rate for the year is negative. He still doesn't know why he bought it when he did. You might. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2022, American households across every income level spent faster than their incomes grew. Average expenditures rose 9%. Income rose 7.5%. For middle-income households, those earning between $54,000 and $90,000, the single largest driver of that spending surge was transportation, not housing, not food, vehicles. A 2025 Pew Research survey found that only half of middle-income adults in America were able to save money for the future in the past year. The gap between what people spend to appear financially stable and what they actually hold is not a personal failure. It is a documented pattern. Here is what the research actually suggests. The people who accumulate wealth quietly, the ones Thomas Stanley documented in decades of research on American millionaires, are not suppressing the desire to signal status. They redirected it. Their status signal is privacy, optionality, the ability to not need anyone's approval to feel stable. That is still a status signal. It is just invisible, and it compounds. So the question isn't whether you want to be seen as successful. That is a human impulse, not a moral failing. The question is what you're spending to be seen, and what that spending is costing you in the currency that doesn't show. The consequence isn't the debt. The debt is visible. You can calculate it. The real cost is the compounding that doesn't happen. Every dollar spent managing a feeling of inadequacy is a dollar that never entered the account that would have eventually made you immune to the comparison entirely. The wealthiest neighborhoods in America have some of the lowest car payment rates. Now you know why. Wealth and the appearance of wealth run on different engines. One is built on internal security. The other is rented from external approval. Most people spend a lifetime not knowing which one they are running on. Think of one purchase you made in the 6 months after something in your life fell short. Not to judge it, just to see it clearly. If looking at patterns like this changes the way you move through the world, there is more waiting for you here. Psych equity. Every week,